Chapter 151 Destiny Robs the Bride. The auspicious time has come, please invite the princess of the Ji clan to get off the chariot. Following the high-pitched shouts of the master of ceremonies, the guests who came to congratulate retreated one after another to make way for the phoenix chariot to make way for a wide great road. Chirp! The nine-headed phoenix pulled the jade chariot to rest on the floating island, but Zhang Ruoxian came to the jade chariot step by step. At this time, a woman wearing a phoenix crown and a rosy gown walked out of the jade chariot, with an appearance that would captivate a country or a city. Her face is as warm as mutton fat jade, plump and elastic, and her delicate facial features are like works of art carefully carved by immortals. The moment she stepped out of the jade chariot, her picturesque beauty struck everyone's soul and amazed everyone present. There is such a beautiful woman in the world. She is indeed the princess of the Ji clan. Not only is her talent outstanding, her appearance is also stunningly beautiful. The Zhang clan's Ruo Immortal Temple is also a good match among people. The two of them are truly a match made in heaven. Ji Yueying walked out of the jade chariot, with no trace of joy on her face, and an indifferent expression, as if she turned a blind eye to everyone's exclamation. She glanced at Zhang Ruoxian lightly, and when she saw him reaching out, she gently placed her jade hand on his palm. Under the gaze of everyone, the two slowly stepped onto the high platform of the island. Whoosh! However, at this moment, a man in black armor stood in front of the two of them like a ghost. Yueying, do you really want to marry him? If you don't want to, I can take you away. This sudden scene made everyone present stunned, and a question couldn't help but arise in their hearts. Who is this person? He is so bold and dares to come out to cause trouble when the two ancient clans are getting married. Zhang Ruoxian's eyes narrowed and he shouted coldly, Who are you? How dare you come to snatch a bride in front of this palace? The mysterious man turned a deaf ear to Zhang Ruoxian's question. His eyes were firmly locked on Ji Yueying, his eyes full of affection. Because his whole body was wrapped in armor, his voice and body shape changed. When Ji Yueying saw this, she frowned slightly. She seemed to have a familiar feeling about this mysterious man, but she couldn't remember where she had seen him before. Yueying, come with me. I know you don't want to marry Zhang Ruoxian. The mysterious man spoke again, his tone as firm as iron. After Ji Yueying was silent for a moment, she shook her head and said, I don't know you. Please leave quickly. Don't interfere with the marriage ceremony, otherwise you will die. When the mysterious man heard this, he felt happy when he saw that he was caring about him. He slowly took off his helmet, revealing a handsome face. Yueying, have you really forgotten me? I am Yan Xingyu. The man said loudly. After Ji Yueying saw the man's true appearance, her body trembled suddenly, her face full of disbelief. Seeing. Xingyu. Why are you here? Hurry, get out of here quickly. The expressions on the two people's faces were like this, and Zhang Ruoxian instantly realized that there must be deep emotions between them. The reason for this is simply because they, like themselves, were forced by their families. At this moment, he was speechless and didn't know how to speak. Although someone came to snatch the bride and it was related to his face, but for some reason, he had no idea of taking action. Instead, he was looking forward to such a thing happening. But just when he hesitated to speak, Yan Xiao flew out angrily. UBD, get out of here. Two ancient clans are getting married, how can I allow you to mess around here? Do you want to push the Yan clan into the abyss of eternal destruction? Buzz. Yan Xiao was afraid that Zhang and Ji would be angry, so he raised his palm and slapped Yan Xingyu hard. Yan Xingyu ignored his attack and just called softly in his heart. Xiao Yan. Buzz. Deep in his soul, a grey bead filled with the aura of Hongmeng suddenly erupted with a powerful force, tightly protecting Yan Xingyu within it. Boom. Yan Xiao's blow was blocked by the light shield, and the powerful aftermath spread instantly like ripples. Buzz. What? How is this possible? Yan Xiao, whose face was filled with astonishment, couldn't believe the scene in front of him. He never imagined that this son, whom he hated so much, could easily block his full blow. Not to mention him, everyone present, as well as the Zhang clan and Ji clan princes, were all stunned with shock. They all knew in their hearts how powerful Yan Xiao was as the leader of the Origin clan. But this young man, after being slapped, did not move at all, but made Yan Xiao take a few steps back. Yan Xingyu didn't pay attention to the crowd, his eyes still stayed on Ji Yueying, and then spoke again. Yueying, now I have the ability to protect you, come with me. He stretched out his hand, his eyes full of expectation, as if that hand could transmigrate time and reach her heart. Ji Yueying glanced at Zhang Ruoxian beside her at this time, feeling hesitant in her heart. She knew that their marriage was just the product of family marriage, but there was still a glimmer of hope deep in her heart. What she worries about is that if she agrees, regardless of whether she can escape from this place, even if she succeeds, she and Yan Xingyu will become the targets of the two ancient clans. She can ignore herself, but what about her parents in the Ji clan? Insolent! Just as Ji Yueying was hesitating, an angry shout exploded like thunder. Whoosh! In the void, a figure flashed like a ghost. The person who came was none other than the elder of the Ji clan who was sending off his bride. How could he sit idly by when such matters were related to the face of the Ji clan? How could he allow others to rob the princess of the Ji clan when she got married? The reason why the Zhang clan stood still was obviously to wait and see the attitude of the Ji clan. If they also choose to ignore it, they will lose their own face. Boy, you're looking for death. The elder who sent him off was furious, and a divine light instantly shot out from his fingertips, piercing the void like a sharp arrow. The terrifying power seemed to be able to tear the world apart. When Ji Yueying saw this, her beauty turned pale, and she shouted anxiously, "Xingyu, be careful!" This shout made Yan Xingyu feel warm in his heart. He smiled back, and that smile was as warm as the spring breeze, giving her reassurance. Then, without looking back, he shouted into the void, "Grandpa Xian, when will you see this show again?" Before he finished speaking, an old man wearing patched green clothes suddenly appeared in the void. Although he was extremely shocked at how the young master knew his existence, his top priority was to break the attack of the Ji clan elders. With a casual wave of his tattered sleeves, a terrifying force spontaneously formed in the void, speeding away like an arrow from a string, colliding with the divine light. Rumble! This blow was so powerful that the island couldn't help but shake violently. Ah! The elder of the Ji clan was directly knocked away, but no one had time to be shocked. Yan Xingyu seized the opportunity, a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth, and swung his palm fiercely at Zhang Ruoxian. Zhang Ruoxian, as a so-called genius who relies on your family, what qualifications do you have to marry Yueying? Go to hell! Buzz! Zhang Ruoxian, who didn't want to get involved in the two people's affairs, even hoped that Yan Xingyu would take Ji Yueying away. But he never expected that this man would actually attack him. He was a little panicked for a moment, and he had to muster a defense in a hurry. Buzz, boom! Zhang Ruoxian has only been in chaos for 30 or 40 years, and his cultivation has just entered the Divine King realm of chaos. And Yan Xingyu was born in chaos. Although he was not favored by his father, Xiansu around him found many cultivation resources for him. His cultivation has already reached the Divine Sovereign Chaos state, and now that he has been reborn, he has reached the Divine Sovereign 9th layer. There was a huge disparity in strength between the two. Under Yan Xingyu's blow, Zhang Ruoxian was unable to fight back and flew directly backwards. Yan Xingyu took this opportunity to grab Ji Yueying and came to Xiansu in the void. Ruoxian! When Zhang Qingking and his daughter saw this, they were furious. They stood up in a hurry and were about to step forward. At this moment, an angry voice exploded in the air like thunder. Who gave you the courage to hurt my brother? Chapter 152 I will kill those who the Zhang clan dare not kill. Who gave you the courage to hurt my brother? An angry voice exploded in the air like thunder. Then, the figure came to the opposite side of Yan Xingyu in the void. He watched Feng Haoren walking step by step, and fear arose in his heart. It's him, why is he so angry? Oh, by the way, Zhang Ruoxian is his cousin. Damn it, I was so quick that I forgot about this. However, it seems that he is not that powerful at this time. With my current cultivation level and my combat experience in my previous life, there is nothing to fear. What's more, Grandpa Xian happened to be nearby, and his height was in Hongmeng. Having made up his mind, his face was filled with confidence and he smiled slightly. If it moves, it moves. What can you do? Very good. Although I don't know where your confidence comes from, I will crush it one by one. After Feng Haoren finished speaking, his figure turned into an afterimage and galloped out. When Yan Xingyu saw this, he was not afraid at all. He waved his palms and a source of flame appeared. His figure flashed away and rushed towards Feng Haoren. Boom! A loud noise suddenly came from the void, and colorful flames scattered in the air. The powerful impact caused ripples in the void, spreading out layer by layer like ocean waves. Feng Haoren looked at Yan Xingyu, who was facing him with a palm, and a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. Humph, the ants should be enlightened. Don't even think about shaking the sky. Buzz. Suddenly, a surge of divine power surged in Feng Haoren's body, and then spurted out through his palm. How is this possible? Yan Xingyu looked at the huge force pouring out, and an incredible expression appeared on his face. Bang! Ah! A scream was heard, and Yan Xingyu's body kept flying backwards. However, Feng Haoren did not intend to stop there, and his figure flashed again. Whoosh! He came directly behind Yan Xingyu and saw that Feng Haoren was about to take action. Ji Yueying in the distance saw the danger and screamed loudly. Xingyu, be careful, he is behind you. Not good. Xiansu knew that Yan Xingyu had no time to react and was about to take action immediately. However, just when he was about to leave, Tian Kui's figure appeared in front of him. Buzz! Tian Kui looked at him with a bloodthirsty smile, and opened the corners of his mouth slightly. Young master, do not allow others to interfere in your battle. What? His appearance surprised Xiansu. How is this possible? There is a strong man like you in such a barren land. His words made Tian Kui sneer. Hey! Do you think that with your cultivation, you can be invincible in chaos? Who are you? Xiansu's expression kept changing, and he was extremely anxious because Feng Haoren had already taken action against Yan Xingyu. In the distance, Feng Haoren was activating the power of fire that he had never used before. Since you are using the origin of fire, I will show you what the real origin of fire is. Hucky! Feng Haoren slowly stretched out 2 fingers, and an icy blue flame appeared on his fingertips. Hey! Then, he swung it suddenly, and the ice blue flames drew a ray of light in the void, heading straight towards Yan Xingyu. The latter felt the danger approaching, and hurriedly communicated with the grey bead filled with Hongmeng energy. Xiao Yan, hurry up, invincible defense. Buzz! A transparent light instantly enveloped him, and in an instant, Feng Haoren's attack also struck at this moment. Boom! There was a loud noise, and although it failed to break through the defense, Yan Xingyu's figure was like a ball of light, drawing an arc in the void and finally hitting the ground. Bang! In an instant, dust and sand rose everywhere on the ground. When Ji Yueying saw this, her beauty turned pale and she shouted, Xingyu! Then he rushed from the void to the ground. In the void, Feng Haoren raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth when he saw that this woman cared so much about him. Whoosh! The body turned into an afterimage and disappeared in place. When he appeared again, he was already holding Ji Yueying's neck with one hand, suspending him in the void. Let go of me, the princess of the Ji clan. When they saw Feng Haoran squeezing Ji Yueying's hand, the elders of the Ji clan stood up and scolded each other angrily. Hearing this, Feng Haoran's eyes lowered and moved slowly, looking at a group of shameless Ji clan people. The princess of the Ji clan? Your Ji clan really educated a good princess. You are already married, and you still want to elope with someone from another clan. What's going on? Do you want a female servant to serve two husbands? In my opinion, you Ji people are really lazy toads looking for frogs, ugly and easy to play with. Boy, you are so presumptuous today, I will make you pay for these words. Whoosh! The elder of the Ji clan who was angered by Feng Haoran moved and attacked into the void. Just when he turned into a thunderbolt and was about to approach Feng Haoran, an enchanting and charming figure stood in front of him. This person was Minjiu, and she looked at the elder of the Ji clan with a cold face. Then, her sleeves, which were like butterfly wings, flicked away. Hey! A ray of blood shot out of the sky, and wherever it passed, even the space was crushed. Ah! The elder was shocked to see such a terrifying force coming, and in an instant, he felt the call of death. Then, boom! A huge mushroom cloud suddenly rose in the sky, and the Ji clan elder's body was reduced to ashes in the bloody light. When several other elders saw this scene, their faces were full of horror. But when they saw the elder's death, they shouted angrily. Boy, if you dare to kill the elders of my clan, no matter who you are, you will pay the price for what happened today. Oh, you want the young master to pay the price? Are you, the Ji clan, worthy of it? Ming Yu said indifferently. You. Several elders of the Ji clan realized that this woman's strength was superior to theirs. If she acted impulsively, she would definitely sacrifice her life. They were helpless but did not dare to say anything. In the void, the atmosphere was extremely tense at this time. On the other side, Yan Xingyu climbed up from the pit with difficulty. He looked at Feng Haoran in the sky, his eyes filled with anger. Feng Haoran, let go of Yueying! Yan Xingyu roared angrily. Feng Haoran looked at Yan Xingyu teasingly. Let her go! Then he looked at Ji Yueying in his hand, and his eyes instantly turned cold. The Zhang clan used my uncle's family for marriage, and they dare not come forward when such humiliating things happen. Today, I will do the things they dare not do, and I will kill the people they dare not kill. As soon as he finished speaking, Feng Haoran grabbed Ji Yueying's fingers and squeezed them hard. Click! There was a sound of a broken neck, and Feng Haoran's hand instantly emitted a burst of extreme ice power, instantly turning Ji Yueying into an ice sculpture, and then... bang! Ji Yueying's body exploded as the ice sculpture and disappeared between heaven and earth. No! A wailing roar came from Yan Xingyu, his eyes instantly turned blood red, and drops of blood and tears flowed out of them. At this moment, a mysterious aura emerged from Yan Xingyu. If you're enjoying this content, please make sure to like and subscribe Chinese Novel Audiowave. Chapter 153, Function of Heavenly Pearl. At this moment, a mysterious force burst out from the grey beads like a volcanic eruption, instantly filling Yan Xingyu's body. Buzz! Whoosh! His aura was rising like a rocket, unstoppable. Chaos Divine Sovereign 9th Layer, God Emperor, God Lord, Supreme. It climbed until the Chaos Supreme 9th Layer and then stopped. Feng Haoran, you killed Yueying, and I am at odds with you. The sound was like a yellow bell, deafening, resounding throughout the entire void, and then... whoosh! His figure flashed across like lightning, turned into a thunderbolt, and shot straight towards Feng Hao like an arrow from a string. Seeing this, the latter raised the corners of his mouth slightly, revealing a trace of disdainful ridicule. The enraged ants are just fighting among trapped beasts, and they still want to overthrow the world. Feng Haoran was suspended in the void, raising one hand high, and in an instant, the whole space changed color. Woo! Terrifying power gathered above his head like a tide, and then formed an ancient and mysterious star array. Yin. Suddenly, a deafening sound of dragon roar came from the void and resounded through the sky. Just when everyone was shocked by this terrifying power, a phantom of a blue dragon that was not weaker than Hongmeng King's aura roared out. Yin. Another earth-shattering dragon roar came, and then, Feng Haoren waved his finger gently. Hey! After the Kenglong phantom hovered in the air for a week, it swooped towards Yan Xingyu, who was attacking back like a hungry tiger. When the latter saw this, he showed no fear. He only had one thought in his mind, and that was to kill Feng Haoren with his hand. I saw the flames behind him soaring into the sky, like a blazing sea of fire, with countless small fire dragons gathering like crucian carp crossing the river. Finally, a giant fire dragon appeared out of the sky, and its terrifying dragon head seemed to contain enough power to annihilate everything. Go! Yin. Following Yan Xingyu's order, the 10,000-foot-long fire dragon rushed out like an arrow, drawing a dazzling red line in the sky. Yan Xiao below was so shocked that he was dumbfounded by such terrifying power. He never dreamed that his son's strength was so terrifying. If he reached his height, wouldn't the Jun clan be vulnerable? It's a pity that it's too late now. This son has offended the Ji and Zhang clans and is probably doomed. In fact, the entire Yan clan may have to be buried with him. At this time, the more he thought about it, the more regretful he became. Yin. In the void, a blue dragon and a fire dragon collided with each other as fast as lightning. Boom! With this deafening loud noise, the entire space seemed to have pressed the pause button. Only the ripples formed by the impact were seen. After pausing in the void for a second, they rippled directly like ripples. Buzz! Click! Countless spider web-like cracks instantly appeared in the space that was shattered by the powerful force. The shock wave generated by the collision between the two spread violently in all directions, and some powerful Chaos Divine King Realm experts who were approaching were directly shaken into a ball of blood mist by the aftermath. Both Feng Haoren and Yan Xingyu were knocked back hundreds of meters. The latter even vomited blood and was obviously seriously injured. It's interesting, to be able to take over my ancestral dragon art. Feng Haoren was filled with fear and he stared at Yan Xingyu. Yan Xingyu also stared at the other person, panting constantly, his eyes filled with endless killing intent. However, at this time, Feng Haoren's cold voice came again. But your luck ends here. Feng Haoren formed a seal with his hands, and the aura on his body rose again like a volcano erupting. Suffer death. Countless palm prints were transformed around his body, and then they overlapped and fused like a tide, forming a giant palm that covered the sky and the sun. Buzz! When this giant palm appeared, the space seemed to be shaking, as if it could not bear its pressure. As he waved his hand, his palm prints poured down from the sky, squeezing the space with powerful destructive power. Dang lang! Everywhere along the way, there was a shattering sound, which was the space being shattered. Below, Yan Xingyu saw this, gritted his teeth and used all his strength to attack. Drink! A roar came from his mouth, and then, a dazzling fire, mixed with the power of the grand mist, spurted out from his palm. Hey! Not good! Xiansu, who had been tightly restrained by Tian Kui, was in a panic. He clearly felt that his young master was at a disadvantage and was afraid that the young master's Dao foundation would be destroyed. At this time, he had no time to pay attention to Tian Kui's attack. Even if he had to withstand the attack, he still had to rescue the young master. Bang! Pfft! As a terrifying force hit Xiansu hard on the back, a mouthful of blood spurted out as if he had been hit hard. Fortunately, they were in chaos, and the power they exerted was limited and not too strong. Otherwise, Tian Kui's blow would definitely be enough to kill him. When Tian Kui saw that he was actually holding his own blow, he guessed his intention and ducked in front of Feng Haoren. Immediately afterwards, a deafening roar came. Rumble! This was the explosion sound caused by the collision between the attacks released by Feng Haoran and Yan Xingyu. It is not difficult to see that Feng Haoran clearly has the upper hand, as his attack is as powerful as a broken bamboo, penetrating the firelight, and rushing straight into Yan Xingyu like a gust of wind and rain. At the critical moment, Xian Su's figure appeared like a ghost and stood in front of Yan Xingyu. I saw him waving his sleeves. Buzz! That palm print, which was like a mountain pressing down on an egg, instantly dissipated in the sky and earth like little stars. Xian, Grandpa Xian, kill him for me. Yan Xingyu was panting like an ox, his power had been exhausted, and his cultivation had returned to the chaotic divine sovereign realm. But the murderous intention in his heart still lingers, so he can only place his hope in Xian Su. Young master, the man next to him is unfathomable in strength and is not inferior to me. If this place was not a chaotic space and was restricted, maybe the palm he just struck could have killed me. What? Xian Su's words made Yan Xingyu stunned for a while. You must know that he came back from the future. He knew the strength of his grandpa Xian, even though he died in Hongmeng to protect himself in his previous life. But now in chaos, there are such terrifying people. This is completely different from his previous life experience. Although Feng Haoran is powerful, he definitely does not have such strength at this time, let alone such a powerful protector. In his impression, Feng Haoran was able to continuously improve his strength and become bloodthirsty after getting help from the Heavenly Demon Emperor after going to Hongmeng. Those geniuses who tried to challenge him were all killed by him one by one, becoming a nightmare for all the geniuses in Hongmeng. His bloodthirsty and killing behavior is called Evil Star. However, at this time in the chaos, he already has such strength. Could it be that his rebirth really caused some kind of effect? Thinking of this, he hurriedly communicated with the grey beads deep in the Soul Sea. Xiao Yan, quickly deduce a way to escape alive. Buzz! Yan Heavenly Pearl instantly burst out with intense light, and countless Hongmeng Dao patterns lingered around him like colorful butterflies. The rules were uncovered layer by layer, and the picture was revealed at this time. Immediately afterwards, a voice came from inside the bead, Master, don't worry, the ancestors of the Zhang clan will appear later, and other ancient clan ancestors will also come here one after another. Even the Chaos Lord, whom they regard as the strongest among the Chaos, will appear at that time. When the time comes, you can take advantage of the chaos and leave. Oh! Chapter 154 Zhang Tai. Yan Xingyu couldn't help but be overjoyed when he heard Yan's Heavenly Pearl Weapon Spirit's response. Since there is no way to take revenge, we can only save our lives first. When he becomes stronger, he can still find Feng Haoran Yuxu to be ashamed of today. However, Yu Ying still couldn't escape the fate of death, and he was really filled with resentment. In the distance, Feng Haoran watched his attack being easily broken by the old man, and couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Is this the power above Heavenly Venerable? It's really terrifying. However, no matter how terrifying it is. Tian Kui, stop that old guy for me, I will decide his fate. No. Now that he has received the order from his master, Tian Kui must control this person even if he lets the space here collapse. Buzz! Suddenly, Tian Kui erupted with an extremely terrifying and unparalleled power of the demon ancestor, which even space could not bear. Click! Rumble! I could only hear the sound of space constantly breaking, and the space fragments were swallowed up by the endless chaotic starry sky. Below, all the forces that came to congratulate were dumbfounded. They never expected that there would be such a powerful presence beside Xia Hao, a feudal clan member. What kind of power is this? It actually emits such powerful demonic energy. Oh my god! If this continues, won't Zhang Tianyu be directly annihilated by chaos? No. I don't want to die here, leave quickly. Walk. Many monks who are greedy for life and afraid of death don't care whether they offend the Zhang clan when they see such a situation. After all, their own lives are more important. But in the void, Tiankui's momentum is rising steadily, like a star about to explode, dazzling. He rushed towards the old man like a shooting star, the light in his hand flickered, carrying the power of destroying everything and destroying the heaven and earth. Hey! When the old man saw this situation, his expression changed slightly, but he did not flinch even half a step. Buzz! He formed seals with his hands, performed mysterious techniques, and a huge shield appeared in front of him. Rumble! The two collided and made an earth-shattering noise. The energy wave swept around, and the forces that had not left retreated one after another to avoid being affected. Buzzing! In the fierce collision, the violent power continued to swing away, and cracks began to appear in the old man's shield. Crack! Tiankui's power clearly had the upper hand, and a smile appeared on Feng Haoren's lips. The outcome of this battle was no longer in suspense, and finally his eyes fell on Yan Xingyu. Seeing Feng Haoren's murderous intent, Yan Xingyu was shocked. Xiao Yan, didn't you say that the ancestors of the Zhang clan would appear? If Feng Haoren rushes over at this moment, I won't be able to resist him at all with my current strength. After he finished communicating with Heavenly Pearl, he stared at Feng Haoren. Then, under his gaze, a cold smile emerged from the corner of Feng Haoren's mouth. Haha! No one can save you now. Before he could finish his words, Feng Haoren was about to rush over, but suddenly, an earth-shattering roar came from the void. Stop! This sound was like a loud bell, echoing in the void, shocking everyone's mind. Great, this is the voice of our ancestors. The first ones to react were the princes of the Zhang clan. They originally wanted to stop them, but after seeing the strength of Ming Yu and Tian Kui, they could only choose to remain silent. Even if Feng Haoren ridiculed the Zhang clan, they did not dare to respond. Well now, the ancestors have appeared, and all the pressure will no longer be borne by them. In the void, a figure of a middle-aged man emerged from the ancestral land of the Zhang clan. He was wearing a grey divine robe, and his purple hair fluttered in the wind, outlining his handsome face. This person is the ancestor of the Zhang clan, Zhang Tai. He took one step forward and instantly appeared in the void not far from Feng Haoren and others. At the same time, Tiankui also withdrew his strength and returned to Feng Haoren. After Zhang Tai looked around, his eyes stayed on Tiankui for a long time, and his heart was filled with shock. Who is this person? Why can he exert such terrifying power? That demonic power makes him feel afraid. Then, he gently moved his eyes away and landed on Feng Haoren. Recalling that day in the chaos of Shenhuang continent, although Feng Hao was in a coma, Zhang Tai still had an impression of him. Little guy, I didn't expect you to disrupt the marriage in the Zhang clan. Old guy, do I know you? Feng Haoren responded mercilessly, without saving any face for Zhang Tai. He knew as clearly as a mirror that he had never seen this person before. Even though he is the ancestor of the Zhang clan, he has no fear at all. After all, he has Tian Kui by his side. The conversation he had with Ming Yu in the Chaos Abyss was as profound as if it were engraved in his heart. The sentence, if the power is released, hundreds of millions of hectares of chaotic space will collapse, what a terrifying existence it is. However, as soon as he said this, Zhang Tai was stunned for a moment, and then burst into laughter. Haha, little guy, you are so funny. Then, his face turned cold and he continued, for many years, no one has dared to talk to me like this. Do you know who I am? Who you are has anything to do with my Haoren family. Zhang Tai, do you still want to bully the small ones? Before Zhang Tai finished speaking, suddenly, a sound of cracking silk came from the void, a buzz sound. The void was torn open, and a figure stepped out of it. The person who came was none other than the ancestor of the Feng clan, Feng Wudao. Why are you here, old guy? Seeing the visitor, Zhang Tai couldn't help but curiously asked, but what he received in response was Feng Wudao's cynicism. Haha, I came here just to see how your Zhang clan will end up. The direct family members were getting married, but they were kidnapped on the spot by others, and they were still indifferent. If my family Haren hadn't taken action, the Zhang clan would have become the laughing stock of the chaos forces. And these Ji clan are even more ridiculous. Even though the married woman is a princess, she eats from the bowl and looks at the pot. This behavior is really eye-opening for me. My family Haren eradicated the traitor for you, but you are just ungrateful, and you even tried to kill him. I would like to ask, how do you, the Ji clan, have the dignity to continue to stay here? Feng Wudeo's words made everyone in the Ji clan look extremely ugly, but he was a heavenly venerable giant. Their ancestors were not here, so they did not dare to refute. When Zhang Tai heard this, he didn't want to hold him accountable, but after hearing what he said, his eyes became cold. Feng Wudeo, are you being a little too strict? This matter is an internal matter of our Zhang clan, and it's not your Feng clan's turn to intervene. Yes. Feng Wudeo, when will it be your turn to intervene in the affairs of my Ji and Zhang clan? At this time, several more figures appeared in the void. They were the ancestors of the Ji clan, the ancestors of the Holy clan, the ancestors of the Dark Knight, and the ancestors of the Shura clan. The reason why I came here was because I was attracted by Tian Kui's power before. Since the incident with the Divine Phoenix Celestial Dynasty, their 6 heavenly venerable divine thoughts will observe chaos from time to time. However, they discovered the supreme power of the demon ancestor, so they came here together. Hearing this, Feng Wudeo burst out laughing, ha ha ha, since it involves the little guy from my clan, it must be related to me. Chapter 155 I will take his life. It involves the little guy from your clan? Him? Haha. He dared to kill my Ji clan's genius without permission, who gave him the courage? Feng Wudeo's words made Ji Naihuang, the ancestor of the Ji family, turn around suddenly and stare at Feng Haoren. His gloomy face exuded an icy aura, as if it would freeze the whole world. At the same time, a terrifying force of time spurted out from his body, like a ferocious giant beast, with its teeth and claws showing, as if it was about to take action immediately if it disagreed with him. Just when everyone's eyes were focused on Feng Haoren, he took a step forward with an indifferent expression and looked directly at Ji Naihuang without fear. The person she is marrying is a blood relative of me. If you want to kill someone who doesn't know how to behave, I'll kill you. Old guy, what can you do to me? Court death. Following Ji Naihuang's violent shout, in the void, countless rays of time power converged towards Feng Haoren like lightning, carrying the aura of destroying the heaven and the earth. Huang Ji and I, you are seeking death. When Feng Wudeo saw this, a trace of anger flashed in his eyes. He suddenly activated the supreme power of space, standing like a majestic mountain in front of Feng Haoren. This force of space formed an indestructible shield, firmly blocking the power of time. Rumble. Feng Wudeo gently raised his hand and tapped it in the void, and a majestic divine power spread out in the air. This divine power was like a raging wave, setting off huge waves in the space and rushing toward Ji Naihuang with overwhelming force. Buzz. Time imprisonment. Ji Naihuang looked at Feng Wudeo's attack and let out a light drink. In an instant, all the creatures in the entire space were imprisoned in place, like a picture scroll. However, just when Ji Naihuang wanted to kill Feng Haoren, Feng Wudeo's voice sounded in his ears like thunder. Humph! Don't you know? Although time is high above, it is ultimately born in space. Even if this is nothingness, it is a different kind of space. Therefore, in front of the power of space of this deity, your power of time is still vulnerable. Break! Feng Wudeo shouted, and the imprisoned time was instantly shattered. And the space power he sent out before rushed towards Ji Naihuang unstoppably like a flood that broke a dike. The latter's face instantly stiffened as he saw the doomsday-like power of space coming in to destroy the world. Just when he was about to use time to accelerate his escape, he suddenly noticed an abnormality in the space around him. Haha! Emperor Gni, you have to understand that I want you to live, and your power of time is still valuable. After Feng Wuodao finished speaking, he stamped his feet violently. Bang! Dang lang! The space where Ji Nihuang was located shattered like a mirror, and then fell apart. What? Before Ji Nihuang could come to his senses, the chaotic starry sky was like a sky-devouring giant beast, madly devouring space debris. Ah! No! Ancestor! What? Did the ancestors of the Ji clan disappear like this? No. That's not true. Everyone in the world says that time respects space as king. Doesn't that mean that time is the most powerful? No, time exists dependent on space. Even if the Hongmeng has not been opened, space still exists in the void. Just when everyone thought that Emperor Gni had been buried in the fragmentation of space. Buzz. However, at this time, a figure stepped out from the chaos star sky. This person was Liu Chengfeng, the lord of the Chaos Temple. And after him, another figure appeared and walked out slowly. This person was none other than Ji Nihuang, who was swallowed by the space just now. However, at this moment, he is no longer as dazzling as before, he is dressed in rags, like a beggar. If you don't look carefully, it is really difficult to identify. See Chaos Lord. Everyone was naturally familiar with Liu Chengfeng, and when they saw him arriving, they all saluted. Even Feng Haoran and others' eyes fell on them. At this time, Yan Xingyu, who had been looking for an opportunity to escape, saw that the time was right and quickly told Xiansu. Grandpa Xian, let's leave now. Hearing this, Xiansu did not hesitate at all. After all, he was not Tian Kui's opponent. As he waved his hand, a hole was instantly cut in the void in front of him, like a chef cutting a cow. Tear. Buzz. The two quickly got into it. Seeing this, Feng Haoran turned to look at Tian Kui and asked, "Can we still catch up?" The latter shook his head and replied, "If he concentrates on escaping, it will be difficult to catch up in the chaos, unless the entire chaos is crushed." Damn Ji clan! After getting the answer, Feng Haoran was furious. He stared at Ji Nihuang and Liu Chengfeng fiercely, with a fierce light shining in his eyes. Because he knew that letting Yan Xingyu escape this time and trying to kill him in the future would be extremely difficult. Not to mention that Yan Xingyu's mother clan is a Hongmeng creature, just from his rebirth, he knows the future very well. Coupled with the fact that Yan Heavenly Pearl can not only deduce the future but also understand the past, it is still unknown whether she will encounter him again in the future. Feng Wuodao, how about letting this matter go? Liu Chengfeng turned a deaf ear to Yan Xingyu's departure and asked Feng Wuodao instead. The latter did not answer directly. His eyes fell on Feng Haoran, and then he shrugged. "Don't ask me. You should listen to the opinions of my little guy on this matter." Feng Wuodao's answer surprised Liu Chengfeng. In the past, the 6 clans Heavenly Venerable obeyed his words. How dare Feng Wuodao respond to him like this now? Could it be that he already knows the identity of the Demon Emperor? Helpless Liu Chengfeng, because he was afraid of Feng Qianzhu, could only smile at Feng Haoran. Haha! Feng clan Xia how about, just let this matter go? Liu Chengfeng's tone made everyone present think that they were hallucinating. He is the Lord of Chaos. Why is he talking to a junior like this? His words seemed to be asking, but in fact they were more like praying. Everyone stared at Feng Haoran with suspicion, wanting to hear his answer. Feng Haoran's face was gloomy, he walked a few steps in the void, his mouth opened slightly, and a cold voice came out. "If you want to let this matter go, you can." When everyone heard this, their hearts that had just been relieved started to rise again. However, before they could calm down, Feng Haoran's voice sounded again. "But, his life. I will take it from him. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiowave to stay updated with our latest stories. And never miss out on a great listen.